Hello and welcome again to CBA's weekly blog. I'm Patrick Hurd, Principal Consultant at Community Business Australia. And today I'm joined by our Business Development Consultant, Alicia Eugene. Hello, Alicia. Good morning.
Hi, Patrick.
And over the next 4 weeks, Alicia is going to be joining me talking about some of the big news that's come out of the federal budget announcements in May and what that means for our aged care providers, particularly those that deliver residential aged care services. So, Alicia's jump in. What are some of the big announcements for aged care providers? In particular, I think we want to hone in on particularly around their quality audits and their compliance requirements from the budget.
Yeah, sure, Patrick. I think one of the really interesting things to have come out of this budget is that real drive towards greater transparency in the delivery of services. So certainly one of the big announcements, and perhaps not unexpected, is the introduction of a new star rating system. So the idea being that certainly older people and their families and prospective residents can easily compare both the quality and safety performance of different providers.
Wow, interesting. We're going to talk more about that later in our blog series, but what else came out from the announcements?
I think the other big ticket item was a $25 million budget announcement for a further 1,500 safety audits to be completed in the next financial year. So that's quite a significant increase on the 600 audits that were originally scheduled for that period.
So what do you think that's going to mean for our residential aged care providers?
I think they can absolutely realistically expect audits to be happening a lot more regularly, certainly a higher degree of frequency. And I mean, nobody loves audits, I don't think, unless you're an auditor. So, you know, it does mean more pressure for our providers to be prepared, to be ready for audits, and to be really thinking about, you know, how they can demonstrate compliance against the quality standards.
Correct. So how can CBA, how can you help providers, you know, be ready for potentially what's coming, which is obviously a lot more scrutiny around their services and the quality of their services?
Sure. One of the, you know, one of the unique things that we can offer is a guided self-assessment against the standards.
Okay. So that's getting people ready for the assessment coming up so they can actually do it themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
So the idea being that you do some preparation beforehand.
Sounds like a good idea. So join us next week when we'll talk a bit more about what that guided self-assessment might look like for your organisation. So until then, bye for now. Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Patrick.